This is a story by .mu and Lizard Cube. It's actually a remake of an old Sega classic, and it stars a boy. A WonderBoy, even. And his story is of a dragon's trap.
Oh. This is... pretty fun art style so far.
Oh yeah, I'm liking the art style here, and this is pretty much that art style pretty much makes the bulk of this entire remake. So anyway, welcome ladies and gentlemen to WonderBoy, the Dragon's Trap. I am playing the Switch version of the game because, again, I want to give all my attention to the Switch whenever needed, and also this game runs really good on it. And also, unlike the original game, you actually get the choice of which gender you get to play as. Not that it really matters, because you only get to play as, like, for the very first bit. So I'll stick with the original. The guy who traded a skateboard for a sword and shield. So you are the WonderBoy. Before you is the Monster Land. Overcoming various hardships, you have at last entered the monster's castle. Your target is the dreaded Dragon's Room.
A mecha dragon?
Yep, a mecha dragon. But unbeknownst to you is the fact that the dragon has the power to cast curses on his enemies.
Oh dear.
So yeah,
no.
Welcome to the last dungeon. A little fun fact for you all. The original game, which is called WonderBoy 3, The Dragon's Trap, technically, the beginning of it pretty much started you at the very end of the first game.
Oh, this is what that sprite's from.
Yep, this is what the game originally looked like, and you have the option to change the graphics and the audio for it as well.
Wow, that's actually pretty cool.
Wow.
Pretty interesting, even.
That's really like faithful for a reboot to do.
Yep, but of course, we play this game for the modern approach, as you no doubt see here.
I am loving the 2D animation here.
Is that hand-drawn animation or?
Oh yeah, that's all hand-drawn.
Awesome.
They really put... I'll just say this right off the bat. The guys at Lizard Cube put a lot of effort and attention into this game. So much so, I was actually looking it up for the past year or so, up until its release.
That is so cool.
Wow.
I wanted to do this with another game.
So anyway...
So fluid, I love it.
Oh, but we need a key to get into that door. Oh well, we won't worry about that now. We'll just beat up this skeleton without its head. And all these Oni that are in the way, because, again, this is the final level of the game, quote-unquote. Actually, no, it's not. But,
Just say they give you a lot of health right off the bat, too.
Oh, yeah. Well, to be fair, we're the WonderBoy. This is the end of the game. And now for our boss, the Mecha Dragon.
The Mecha Dragon.
And yes, it was misspelled that way on purpose.
Oh, jeez, oh, jeez.
That's technically what it was called in the original version, but they decided to keep the mistranslation anyway, make it to its own thing. So yeah, the Mecha Dragon is technically the final boss of the original WonderBoy, and we're fighting him the WonderBoy 2, I think it was called, or something along those lines. But anyway, once we give him one last sword stab, as soon as he puts me down...
We were being carried by his invisibility frames, and we did it!
And we did it! We beat him! Let's grab his loot! Oh, crap!
Oh, jeez! The ghost!
Oh.
We've been
you
cursed!
turned into a dragon.
We have been turned into the Lizard Man, who can breathe fire.
That's a dragon. I don't care what anyone says. That's a dragon.
Waddle.
Breathes fire. That counts as a dragon.
And I curl up like a chameleon.
Yep, it can curl itself down like a chameleon. In fact, aside from the WonderBoy, this is the only other transformation that actually can crouch.
Okay, what was that fireball we just got?
That fireball is... Oh, well, there's our key to get out of here. That fireball is actually the Lizard Man's native ability. Unlike all the other transformations, he does not come equipped with a sword. He comes equipped with long-range combat, a crouch, and that's honestly about it.
I mean, like the fire card you picked up.
The fire card?
The fire card you picked up from an enemy, and it gave you one fireball.
Oh, that's right. The fire card is among many spells that you can cast throughout the game, and they come in the form of those collectibles. You have a fireball, which, well, since we're the Lizard Man right now, is actually horribly redundant. There's also a boomerang and a lightning bolt. I'm trying to remember what the other ones are, but I can't. Oh yeah, and also an arrow which you shoot up.
That's convenient. Okay.
Thank you. By the way, those blocks can hurt you, so be careful. So yeah, we have to escape the monster's lair because, well, it's already on fire. Should we really stay here after all that?
Oh no! Oh jeez!
I gotta get out of here!
Oh jeez, Rick! You never told me it was gonna be fire and stuff. I don't even know, man.
That Lizard Man burnt down our home.
You gotta vomit fire on their asses and just plow through them, Morty.
You gotta turn to a dragon, Morty. You gotta turn to a dragon now. Oh, okay, sorry.
And now, proceed with your adventurous undertaking.
To get uncursed.
To get uncursed by any means necessary. And, yeah, title drop.
Roll credits.
The village, suddenly.
Yeah, we're back.
Suddenly, village.
And this is what it looks like in the original.
Huh.
Yeah, I still love this whole thing.
That is a really nice reboot, though.
Yep.
So you can change the
Wow,
art,
with a
the
face
art.
like yours, I'd be looking for an antidote right now. By the way, in the original game, this guy actually gives you your password. I've been tracking these down for ancestral codes for decades now. Write them down carefully.
Is that how this game
Ancestral
saves?
codes.
Or... So is this how the game saves, or?
That's how it's saved in the original, but thankfully with the advances in modern technology, this game auto saves.
Okay, because I saw the passwords. Like, they don't expect you to do the password system.
Oh God, no! But you do have that. You do have that option, just for the sake of the purists out there. And there's also the weapon shop, well, armory shop. Like you could have the mithril sword, mithril shield, and mithril
I love how
armor.
it looks at you like, look, bub. Let's be honest. You're not using this sword anytime soon, are you? You're just a big lizard man. He just looks so unapproving. Like, get out of my shop. You're not needed here.
Your money's
Let's
not
be
good
honest.
here.
Yeah, well, he's not the only one with the shop, and I'll explain what I mean by that later. But let's go down this hole, and inside this chest we will find a heart container.
Okay, well, I'm just now realizing, is this like a Metroidvania kind of thing?
Oh yeah, this is pretty much like one of the precursors to the Metroidvania genre.
Wow. Okay, I'll give it props for that. Cool.
Now, that being said, this game's actually not incredibly long. I mean, obviously, this was like a late 80s game, so... In terms of longevity, it lasts like about 4 to 7 hours, depending on how good you are. Here's our nurse.
Oh my.
Hello, nurse.
Yeah, she looks a little more sultry in the remake, whereas in the original, she looks like this.
Aw, just cute.
She's just cutesy.
Thanks, please.
Actually, if you look at the concept art, they originally were going to try going for the cutesy approach, but they decided for the sultry approach afterwards. But yeah, actually, one line that comes out of her mouth, if you actually decide to heal, well, I didn't need to because I'm already at full health, but one of the things she says is, "Please get her more and come back soon."
Oh,
That's
okay.
how she stays in business.
Though she's kind enough to give the first shot for free.
That's good.
Now, unfortunately, I will not be able to show off all the transformations in this game because, well, obviously you get them throughout the course of the game, but obviously we're starting off with the Lizard Man here. The one you get afterwards is the Mouse Man, who is about half the size of every other character, and he does a little stab with his sword.
Is it now? How do you I'm assuming. How do you transform between all the different versions of yourself?
Okay, so considering this game is pretty much true to the roots of the original game, it does come with a few of its own. It still keeps a few archaic design choices, mainly transforming into the other curses, unquote. Unfortunately, when it comes to transforming into the other animal forms, you actually have to find a specific room somewhere throughout the world. The most helpful one is actually found in the village itself, but we don't have access to it right now because we don't have the ability to break blocks.
I was gonna say, you know what I just realized this is a precursor to?
What?
Shantae.
Actually, yeah. The Shantae series actually took a lot of its cues from Monsterland, or excuse me, the WonderBoy series.
Huh. Alrighty.
Yeah, I can see that. The whole 2D
Animal
stuff.
transformation and yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting coincidence, actually mentioned it, but yeah, you have the Lizard Man, you have the Mouse Man. The one
Lion
after
Man?
the what?
The lion thing.
Oh yeah, the Lion Man. Well, actually, before you get the Lion Man,
What'd you both think I said?
I thought you said something completely different, but
I
anyway.
said Lion Man.
Well, before you get the Lion Man, you also get the well, I'd like to call it the Merman, but it's actually named the Piranha Man. He's pretty much the same as the Mouse Man, except he's about the same height as everyone else, and he's a good swimmer. The Lion Man you get afterwards, he swings in an arc, which is especially helpful for breaking certain blocks you normally do with a stab.
Okay, we can't jump that high.
Nope, we can't swim as the Lizard Man, unfortunately.
That poor anglerfish was like, kill me.
Yeah.
Just look at that face like, oh god, do I have to deal with this guy again? Morty!
Yeah.
No, okay, sorry.
But
Oh,
anyway,
what kind of heart?
Where are my dentures?
What kind of heart percentage is that?
it's
that we have right now?
nearing death's door, our percentage. But and the last transformation you get in this game is the Hawkman, I believe his name is. Basically, he can fly. Oh, by the way, I actually had an auto potion on standby, so I was able to fully heal myself. Think of the auto potions as extra lives.
Okay.
In fact, if you were to get a game over in this game, a random roulette will pop up, and if you place it in just the right spot, you can actually earn a free auto potion.
That'll be helpful. And again, the fire is like a screen nuke.
Oh no, the fire ability is pretty much no different than what the Lizardman has right now. It's basically there for the other transformations since they can't breathe fire naturally.
And how do we cycle? How do we cycle between ammunition?
Ammunition, you just gotta press the shoulder buttons.
Okay.
Also, it should be said, for this game, you notice how earlier we were in that pig guy's shop and he had the weapons and all that stuff. And he's just being like, you really aren't going to be able to use these, so you may as well just feg off. Yeah. Those are all actually stat buffs. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter even if you're the lizard man. They're basically just stat buffs that improve your attack, and your defense. Speaking of which, if we go into this door, here's another one.
Crosses like a goblin, no questions asked.
Actually, that is one thing I will give the kudos to the remake. The pig actually has a couple of lines that are actually very funny. For just acquired taste. Oh yeah, and that block up there is actually... Oh, actually, before I say anything, I'm going to open up this chest, and I got a key, which we'll need at the village. That block you see hovering over here... Oh, back there, just random out of nowhere. Once you get the ability to break blocks, you can break that. A random question mark item will pop up. If you grab onto that, a secret door will activate, and it'll take you right back here.
Huh.
So, will that door... Oh, Jesus, sorry, I'm all confused. Like, okay. So, we got the sword, yay. And we got the shield.
And then
we got everything. Well, shit. You put it. You bought all my stuff. Now I can retire. Oh yeah. Okay. By the way, no matter what variation of the game you're playing, you'll still have the menu screen just like this.
Okay, and you can equip your stats, see the values of each thing.
Mm-hmm. Can you only do one at a time?
Yeah, because they're essentially just staff buffs.
And
yeah. Some of the equipment actually is what's the word? It's geared towards certain transformations. Some of them anyway. And now that I'm hurt, I'm gonna go get my free cure.
Please. No animation. Please get hurt and come back soon. And the lizard man's like, oh, jeez. Anyway, moving on. So. How much can one get this game for, James?
It is currently available on everything aside from Steam for about $20.
That's not too bad.
Okay, that's about what I thought.
I mean, granted, it's not a long adventure, but you also do get some interesting perks when the more you progress into the game. Like, the more you progress into the game, the more extras you can unlock, like concept art.
Suddenly desert.
Yep. Because this game doesn't give any rat's ass about climate change.
This game is suddenly the game.
Yeah.
Suddenly dragon, suddenly final dungeon, suddenly Dragon Man, suddenly village. Suddenly bad Rick and Morty impressions.
That's not even the worst part. Later on in the game, you'll actually go through you literally will go inside a pagoda fighting ninjas and samurais.
Jeez.
Okay then.
Who originally developed this game? If we're treating like the original WonderBoy.
If I'm not mistaken, it was a subsidiary of Sega.
Okay.
Because technically Sega owns the copyright to WonderBoy, and they were actually generous enough to allow Lizard Cube to develop a remake for one of their games without publishing it themselves.
Man, when Sega tries to make a Sonic game, it doesn't always work. Like, boom. But whenever they try and reboot their own franchise, it almost always works.
Yeah, I mean, well, to be fair, that pretty much is just a matter of them relying on other people to do their dirty work.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, and I see the boomerang ammo only gets used up if you forget to catch it.
Mm-hmm. The boomerang is actually very handy for this stage in the game because, yeah, if it comes back to you, you can use it however many other times you want, and it actually can mow through most of the early game enemies pretty quickly.
Yeah.
That's handy.
Mm-hmm. And also, it doesn't really matter, like you notice how the monsters drop coins whenever you defeat them. Like, it doesn't really matter, if it's just one coin or just a bag. The amount you get from defeating enemies always differs depending on, well, just at random.
What was the original system this was for?
The Sega Master System and Game Gear.
Okay, because I was gonna say, even in the old classic thing, it looks pretty, competent for an old game like that.
Oh yeah, honestly, the Dragon's Trap is one of the biggest highlights of the Master System.
I guess it's no wonder that not many people really picked up this game, because I don't think many people had even the Game Gear.
My uncle had
they
a
did.
Game Gear, but that's all I knew about it. I just thought.
If they had Game Gears, then they were practically eating through 6 AA's in like 3 or 4 hours.
When I saw the Game Gear, I thought it was like, is this like a more grown-up version of a Game Boy?
Yeah, and even then, not many people around here knew about the Master System.
Way
it
to
wasn't
waste
until the
a
Virtual Console
boomerang.
had any sort of representation.
Way to waste a boomerang.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
Sorry.
I don't really need it. I've still got my fire balls.
And I do like how they, but yeah, just down to the animation and behavior, they got everything like 1-to-1.
Yeah, they spent a few good years on this remake, and it certainly paid off.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm still loving the animation.
Like, I'm almost thinking, like, I really want this to be the new standard for how reboots work. Feels like a tomb.
By the way, why the hell are you set up here of all places?
Well, it takes care of my own nerves.
Because game shut up.
Yeah, I think depending on the circumstances, they actually do poke fun at that.
Yeah.
It's like, where am I?
Wait, go
Help
back.
me.
You're missing a chest.
I was like, where am I? Help. I just opened my door and all of a sudden I'm in the middle of an Arctic wasteland.
Funny enough, there actually isn't.
Can I also say that I really like the jingle when you get something?
Oh yeah, actually, this entire soundtrack was built with authentic instrumentation. In fact, one of the things you can unlock in this game are audio sessions. Like you literally see a video of the people that actually were playing their instruments, just going along to the jingle of the tune.
Huh?
that's
See, so it's
awesome.
like behind the scenes footage. Awesome.
Exactly.
So this
Also,
is
this is actually one of my favorite themes in the game.
So is this fully orchestrated, or was it more like small studio sessions?
It was a smaller studio. Think of it pretty much in a similar light to how 3D World soundtrack or Mario Kart 8's soundtrack was constructed.
Okay, so not quite as big as like Galaxy's.
Well, Galaxy was to be fair, Galaxy pretty much did the exact same thing.
No, I'm saying, but Galaxy, they had a giant orchestra, or is this more like 5 or 6 people in a room as opposed to like the 30 that were in Galaxy or something like that?
I guess so. I guess there's that.
Jeez.
I mean, I don't know. I feel it's kind of weird in Galaxy's case because there's certain times where you can definitely hear the actual symphony-esque quality, but also is mixed in with like some of the synthesizers that they usually use in their games.
Okay.
But whatever the case, yeah, this is actually our first dungeon. Well, first major dungeon after the last dungeon.
Oh, you can't kill those things?
Yeah, actually another cool.
Oh.
Oh no!
Oh!
WonderBoy, no!
The
Okay.
WonderBoy game overed.
Confused? Visit your pig friend at the church for guidance.
Actually, he's
at
really
the
not that.
church?
Spoiler warnings, he's actually really not that helpful. Yeah, he's talking about the one at the church down in the village.
Aww.
So yeah, if the auto potion lands on one of the red hearts, you get a freebie,
And if it doesn't?
Yay!
and you don't get it.
We got a freebie.
Oh.
So we
Yeah,
go right
but we
back.
got a freebie anyway, and we're back at the village.
Oh, I thought it would give it to you and just restart. But, we got a freebie.
Oh. Okay,
Well,
then.
shit. Moving back onwards.
That was one thing I was going to ask is how tedious is the backtracking? Thank you, freebie. How tedious is the backtracking in this game?
I wouldn't say it's too bad. I mean, most of these levels that you actually only have to go through like once.
Again, okay. I was like, was there like some physics we weren't getting with that jump, or oh jeez, we have to do it again?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh!
Gosh, I hate those jumps. Okay, we got.
But yeah, this game. I mean, yeah, this is like the one thing that the game's kind of guilty about. It does sort of fall victim to the original game's more archaic design. Now, not to say it's a bad thing, because honestly, this game's still pretty competent regardless. But with that said, here's our next boss, the Mummy Dragon.
Whoa.
Which is a pig?
A pig-dragon hybrid.
Some
Dragons can have snouts that look like that.
somewhere in Wak Fu.
Sure, we'll go with that. Actually, all the bosses of this game are all dragons, and they each have a theme. Obviously, we got a mummy here. And then you also, other ones you also encounter are as a dragon zombie, a captain dragon, pretty much a pirate captain dragon, a daimyo dragon, and finally a vampire dragon.
Interesting. And then eventually we're gonna fight again. Eventually we'll find that dragon that did this curse to us in the first place.
Oh no, he's history.
So
So what's our goal to try and cure ourselves?
we're trying to cure our. We're trying to find a specific. We're supposed to try to find this cross item, which will revert us back to our Wonder Boyish self. In the meantime, though, whenever you defeat a dragon, you earn a new transformation along with any gold if you can catch it.
Because we have to. Oh, because the idea is to get the tools you can before you get cursed.
Right.
Because this dragon curses us to be a mouse.
We're a mouse man now.
You're a danger mouse.
Hey.
Pretty much. Or if you go revert to the old design. Well, first, oh yeah, this is the mouse man's main gimmick. He can climb up specific blocks.
Checkerboards. Huh.
Right.
Okay. Makes sense.
Very helpful. Get back here, you.
He's so cute.
Hey.
So adorable. But you want to see what he looks like in the original?
Sure.
Well, just as soon as I press the button, if I press the button.
Past
What
you.
are you doing here anyway?
I'm trying to attach myself to that block, but then I realized, nah, I'm kind of wasting my time. I should probably get out of here.
Yeah.
Let's see if he shows it off. He's moving. Past
But
James is moving. Oh, you're not small enough to duck.
Yeah, I guess I'm not going to show it off. Basically, you kind of look like this weird You look like this weird mouse character who's trying to cosplay Mickey Mouse
With a sword and
See, it's
shield.
coming.
with a sword and a shield. In fact, as a matter of fact, you actually with this form, you also get a shield, which pretty much acts on Zelda logic, or Zelda
Alright.
1 logic, I should say. You don't have to press a button to deflect projectiles; they just do.
And you got monies.
Yay.
And a full restore. We're good to go.
Awesome. Nice fit for rodents.
A dancing shield.
Thank you. And again, the mouse man just looks like, oh, I don't know about this.
Yeah, he's like half my size. He could probably pummel me to a pulp if I stay any longer.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Just kind of look like Mickey Mouse.
he looks less like a mouse and more like a
Whoa.
well, a
A
mouse.
boy with a Mickey Mouse hat.
Yeah.
What is that?
That takes us back to the village.
Oh. Okay.
This is our
So
house.
yeah, with that said, we just cleared our first dungeon, and that's actually where we're going to end our look at. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for WonderBoy, the Dragon's Trap. Again, you can get it on the Switch, PS4, or Xbox One for $20. It's also getting a Steam release sometime in June, and if you like what you saw, then I personally recommend it.
Alrighty.
Awesome.
So with that said, I'm JamesmanXtreme.
I'm Earthquake.
And I'm Lucky Jack 20 waiting for Cuphead.
Damn it! You had to remind me of that. See you later, guys.
Bye.
See ya.